إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده وأشهد أن محمدا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. وقال الله سبحانه وتعالى: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. For that, my beloved brothers and sisters, we have gathered here once again to express to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala our gratitude, our love, and our commitment to Him and His way. Allah has created all of us and have guided us, provided guidance for us, that we will have the opportunity to be among those who will accept this from Him. And He has promised that He has prepared for those who follow Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who obey Him, that He has a mighty reward, ajran kabira. Brothers and sisters, today I want to talk about the Muslim family. It is an incredible and difficult thing to raise Muslim families in the environment in which we live. And so we must never underestimate the magnitude of the challenge that we have before us. Firstly, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have charged us, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu qu anfusakum wa ahlikum nar, that all you who believe, you have a responsibility to save yourself and your family from the hellfire. Allah is commanding and expressing to us that part of the most important objective in having families is that you must strive to save them and yourself from the fire of hell. That's it. Didn't say that you're supposed to build beautiful careers and all of that. All of that are very important. But the bottom line, the ultimate final goal that you want to have is to save yourself and your families from that terrible punishment that Allah has reserved for those who are disobedient to Him. And we are told, خَيْرُكُمْ خَيْرُكُمْ لِأَهْلِهِ وَأَنَا خَيْرُكُمْ لِأَهْلِي. The true goodness is the goodness that you have towards your family. And the Prophet ﷺ was the best in terms of being good to his family. So family is important. It's critical. But what happened is that there are two major relationships in family. Number one is the husband and wife. And number two is the parents and their children. And these two relationships are so difficult to manage because we are not dealing with machines. We're dealing with a human being, an independent, thinking, walking, breathing person who have a mind of their own, whose history may be different. And so to balance the relationship between spouses and the relationship between children is an extraordinary thing. And what usually happens is that we end up in a place where the parents don't understand the world of the children, and the children don't understand the world of the parents. And so to the children here today, the young people, I want to paint you a small picture of the life of a parent. The moment the news is announced that we are probably going to have a baby, we're going to become a new mom and a new dad, the stress begins with the parents right away. Not only the mother starts vomiting and getting sicknesses and so on, and the dad and the mom worrying, will this baby come out right? Will they have any medical health issues? We hope and pray that everything will go. And so for 9 months they worry right away. They were living very merrily, happily, and suddenly now they're stuck with, we hope this baby is going to come out. Baby arrives, comes out. Perfect. No health problems. That stress don't go away. Now comes the sleepless nights. The baby's sleeping time is different from the parents' sleeping time. Baby want to wake up 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times a night. And one parent have to be holding the fork. Parents are now left with this, figuring out the expensive cost of Pampers and all of this difficult. It's amazing how one little child changes your whole house. You go to someone who just got a baby, it's like they've taken over half the house already. This little puny little thing. You have to get a crib, and you have to get this, a special room, and you have to paint over, you have to pack stuff, and they begin to like take over our lives. And as they grow, becoming 2-year-old and 4-year-old, we now stop with, oh, how do we teach this child? How do we make this child become a good believer? What is it I need to teach them? A, B, C, and so we become so concerned trying to figure out how do I raise them right. And then they become teenagers. And then their world changes. And now you have to deal with, I don't eat that kind of food, with their mood swings, their addictions, their frustrations, their laziness, their rooms. They want the latest, greatest phone, cell phone, this, that. Mom, you have to get printer ribbon. Then they have these games you have to attend every one they want you to go to. And they're occupied with so many hobbies. And they acquire so many stuff, and they have money problems. And they come home, Mom, I'm ugly. Somebody tells me I'm ugly in school. What do I do? And they fight. And that parent has to manage all of this angst that goes on with the children all the time. That's not one of the things that parents do. Parents have to go to work. They have to find ways to pay rent, to fix things which are broken in the home, and to balance that budget to make sure it caters for everybody in the home. Parents go to work, sometimes they hate their job. And so they spend 8 hours a day with office politics and fiddling with all of that. Then they come home. Mom, where's the food? They have to cook food, provide food 3 meals a day for the children. Then they have to find time for husband and wife to spend time. They have to find quality time to spend with the children. Parents not allowed to take a day off. They say, I'll take a holiday. So many parents would love to have a massage or some day off. Not allowed to do that. Not allowed to break down. Mom and dad not allowed to be sick. All of that happens in parents. Parents decide, you know what, I'm going to come to the masjid together in solid. Little peace and quiet with me and my Allah. And then you end up dealing with office masjid politics. And somebody may say something that you know, and now you have that kind of stress. And so a parent's world is very difficult. It is a constant, continuous set of stress after stress, managing and trying to survive and still find time for yourself. So for your own personal growth, for your own personal Islam, your own personal spirituality, within all of that, you have to find some time to do all of that. And you're expected as parents to raise the most perfect children. For your relatives are watching. Is your son an A student? Is your son making 5 days salah? Is this? And so you're dealing with relatives, all their gossiping and everything, and you're trying to raise this child. The world of a parent is such that they don't get the kind of accolades and the kind of acknowledgement that they truly deserve. Parent is truly a special person. Mom and dad. Mom provides that soft place where children can come to all the time. A dad teaches the children how to be rough and tough, how to take risks, how to go to the world and be a man, be a strong person. Dads are needed. Moms are needed in relationships. Even though a single parent can raise their children perfectly well, that single parent has to be both mom and dad at the same time. But when you have a home with both mom and dad, you have the best possible chance of raising good children. And that's the world of the parents. But we parents don't understand the world of the young people. These young people who are growing up don't quite find themselves as yet, trying to discover who they are, going to school, being bullied, being harassed, having to live up to somebody else's fashion, latest idea of what is fashionable. They have to be able to look cool, so they have to have all the cosmetics and all the dressings needed, because if they go to school lesser than, they will be picked on as being ugly, as being this, as being that. So they have to keep up with all the styles. They have to have the latest and greatest gadgets to be able to compete in school. They have to be able to know how to use social media. They have to make choices from a cell phone ringtone to what kind of jewelry, what kind of case you need to have they make choices tremendous. They have to deal with depression and angst. They have all these expectations from their parents of who they should become, this Islamic person, this academic person, and so they have to keep up with their studies, and their world is very busy. And constantly engaged in trying to become whatever they think their parents desire from them, and also trying to become what they think they should be. Their world is very, very difficult. And sometimes parents themselves don't quite grasp the magnitude of what the young people do when they go out to keep up with all the latest. Young people have to keep up with all the movies that are coming out. They not only have to keep up, they have to go and see them. They're keeping track of all the music. They're keeping track of all the sports games and all the analyses that goes with that. They're keeping track of, so many things they occupy themselves with. Sure, some of it is total nonsense. But part of what they're growing up is trying to figure out how to distinguish between nonsense and things which should be important to them. But they engage and they immerse themselves in all of this. And a lot of times they become depressed and so stressed out that they break down. And they don't confide to their parents because they have long gone past the idea that my parents, all I will get is a lecture. I got time for lecture. And so the last person to know about the problems of the children are the parents. They don't want to go to their parents. They prefer to stay and suffer it out rather than go to that biting tongue that will exhort them and make them feel lesser than and tell them why they were wrong and why they were crazy doing it. So children, they don't necessarily go to them. And so they sit in their world, and the parents sit in their world. And so we have this family dynamic that develops. And that's the two worlds that are there. And then comes the relationship. The parents have to have a relationship with each other. Husband and wife. And there are 7 core things that they have to keep juggling in this relationship to make that marriage work. Number 1, between the husband and the wife, there must be certain understanding, certain kind of value that they are living by, or else the marriage doesn't work. The first one is fidelity. That the wife has got to trust the husband is not cheating, and the husband has got to trust the wife is not cheating. That they are remaining loyal to each other. And they have to be transparent and juggle that. Secondly, they must make sure that they speak truth to each other. For when you don't speak truth to your spouse, and you begin to lie to your spouses, your marriage will be destroyed. Because if I cannot accept your word, I have no way of trusting you. And if I cannot trust you, I have no marriage. So juggling and making sure that we speak truth to each other. Thirdly, respect. That the spouses must respect one another. To the extent that you don't treat your wife as lesser than, that you don't shout at them and treat them in a way that you don't even value their opinion. If your wife comes to you with a good idea, you dismiss it. I don't want to hear it. Rather, respect means listening to your spouses, actually hearing what they say, actually considering their point of view, seriously, to say whether it's valid or not, actually being kind to each other. Respect means allowing the other person to shine sometime. It's not only going to be you alone, but stepping away and allowing your spouse to also share the limelight. Respect means soft and kind and forgiving. And when one of you mess up, the other one says, don't worry about it. We'll mess up many times more. Let's move forward. Instead of saying, I told you so. If you had listened to me, this would not have happened. That's not respect. The other things that breaks up and causes marriage to be strained is money. And sometimes, and I've seen marriages break up because of too much money, and I've seen marriages break up because of too little money. People fight over money. Because they have different expectations. They don't take time to plan and budget properly in the family. And so they end up fighting each other. Money can lead to some of the most bitterest battles. And then communication. That they don't know how well to communicate. The brothers sometimes don't know how to say what they mean. The sisters are always reading their mind because they're not speaking. So the sisters have to say, I know what you're thinking. You ever hear a sister say that? You will always hear a sister say, we need to talk. You will never hear a brother go to his wife and say, we need to talk. Because we don't speak up. And so they have this communication plan. We allow things to fester and go on. Religion, religiosity is an important part of marriage. If one of the spouses is not fully doing the minimum requirement of the religion and another one is religious, they're going to have issues. They're going to have one of them looking at trying to harass the other one to become more obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All of these values have to be juggled and navigated constantly by the couple as they try to organize their marriage between truth and trust and respect and finance and communication and religion. And then lastly, there's love. You also have to show that you love your spouse. You can't just assume it's automatic. You have to tell her you love her. You have to show her that you love her. You have to do nice things for each other. That every day when she wakes up or he wakes up, they feel special at the way my husband or my wife treats me. For this is an essential ingredient for marriages to work. All of this has to be juggled by this couple. With all the stuff with the kids and everything, they have to make time for each other and to truly enjoy their relationship. Managing that is very important, or else the marriage will collapse. Any one of these pillars gets eroded, it begins to affect the marriage. If there's no love, marriage is good. If there's no trust, if there's no truth, if there's no money, if there's no communication, if there's no religion, any one of them will begin to pull away at the foundation of that marriage. And then the other relationship is parents and children. And parents have to manage this relationship with the children. And the ones that they have to be most concerned with, number one, the careers of their children. To help their children and facilitate them and guide them to choose proper academic careers that will be beneficial for them, while at the same time not robbing them of the freedom to make some decision by themselves or what they would like to do. And it's balancing that between what the parent wants your child to become and the child wants to become something else. How do we navigate that? It's a very difficult thing. So that's the first thing you have to deal with your children. Secondly, their religiosity, their practice of Islam. Because quite often the children tend to go in the direction of going away from Islam, and the parents are trying to bring them to Islam, and you have that big fight that takes place in the homes. Constantly about getting the children to practice their faith. And then marriage. You know, you children that sit here, I want to say to you, as I've said to my children, you go to university, you go anywhere, and suddenly you see a girl, and she blinks at you, or the girl sees some boy, and then blinks, and something boop, boop, boop in your heart. He said, that's the one. And you begin to feel a sense of, oh man, I've never seen a more beautiful girl in my life. I think that's the one. Before you engage with that person, go to your parents. You owe them that. Because what you do is you go and you start talking to the girl or the boy, and you get emotionally connected, and you invest that time. And then when you now decide, let me go talk to mom and dad. And mom and dad says, no. You said, well, mom, dad, I got to make a decision. I think I go with her or go with him. Because you've already spent time connecting without giving your parents, who you owe so much to, the opportunity to help you and to direct you. They know more than you in this area. Don't go and create boyfriend and girlfriend relationship without first making your parents aware. And the slightest impression you get of that feelings, you go home and talk to your mom and dad. So I found a girl. She made my heart go boom, boom. I really want to pursue this and get your parents involved. As an Imam, Every week I stand here. I always tell my children, don't embarrass me by going out and do something that will make me feel disgraced. Because I'm here preaching to people. And if you, as my children, don't set an example of what I am saying and practicing it, then let me know that you're going to do that. I will step off the member and no longer preach to you. But don't allow me to have the disgrace of saying things to you and my children not practicing. I warn them all the time. Come to me and say, Dad, I'm in this, I'm into that, I'm into that. So that at least I can talk sincerely. Or I can say my children also have this problem. Marriage, navigating that, so difficult. And more people are getting married and we see relationships which are not being sanctioned by their parents. The other thing you navigate with your children is this issue of career, not career, structure and freedom. How much freedom do they need? How much freedom are you going to get? Constantly, parents' job is to provide structure for their kids. And there's this big fight. Kids want more freedom. Mom, there's a sleepover at my so. I need to go. Parents say, no, I don't think you need to go. I don't like that family. Constant fight. Mom, everybody has the latest iPhone. You give me some kind of useless little second-hand thing here. We need to talk. Constantly this battle of how much freedom to provide for your children and how much structure they need to have is this constant battle that takes place now with us and our children. And the last battle is money. Because parents are juggling money. Kids need money to spend. They don't work for money. They need your money. And you're never giving them enough. Because they always want this kind of name brand shirt. They want this kind of boots. And the parents look at it in $150 boots. You have a golden toe or something that I don't know about that you need to protect. And this constant battle between parents and their children of how expensive is expensive, what we need to get. And so that exists in that relationship. And so brothers and sisters, as we as Muslim families try to create families, all of this dynamic happens every day in our lives. And so I want to advise the parents firstly, because you're in charge. Remember this. Allah asks us to save ourselves and our families. If you're going to create families and manage families, you've got to put Allah first in every affair. You be mindful of Allah in every one of your affairs, and you will always have it before you. When you remember Allah when things are going well, Allah will remember you when things are not going so well. We are asked to, so in your family management style, Allah comes first. We are a family that prays. I don't care if you have to go to the cinema or whatever it is. We have to establish Allah's right, Allah's haqq on our family first. Put Allah first over everything else. Secondly, family. And third, career and all the other stuff. So many people sacrifice their family because of their career. If you're going to have a family, you cannot put your career before your family. You cannot go take that job. She's working from 9 to 5 in the day, and you're working from 10 to whatever time in the night, and you don't see each other. You pass like ships in the night. On 1 hour, you get to see each other. When you got to quit and realize that family comes first. Allah's earth out is vast, is wide and spacious. There are abundance of opportunities everywhere in the world. Allah said, travel. Don't reduce yourself that this is my lot in life. If Florida don't provide an opportunity for you, go to Minnesota. Go to some places. I have a friend he moved from Florida to Minnesota. It's so cool in Minnesota. But he found a job there that paid him 4 times the amount that he could ever earn here. He said, hey, I'm taking a cold. And he thrived in Minnesota. Don't reduce yourself. Your family comes first. And then everything else. And the 3 things you want to teach your children Number one, I try to make it simple. 3 main things. One, to have an Islamic core, an Islamic center that they will have that inside of their heart. Number 2, to be good decision makers. Teach your children to be good decision makers. And number 3, adaptability. To adapt to whatever comes at them, they have the ability to change and maneuver and adapt. These are the 3 things. If you can teach your children this, they will be okay. And lastly, to the young people, I want to say to you who have parents that are alive. Talk to people who have parents who have passed away. I want to say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have created these incredible people called parents. And He warns us when they get old, don't open your mouth and treat them harshly. Qawlan karima is what He said. Generous words, nice, gentle way of speaking with them. رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا. I make dua for them, O Allah, mercy and generosity of my parents, for they raised me when I was little and helpless. The Prophet ﷺ tells us, that person is a loser who had eligible aging parents and did not get paradise as a result of it. You will never appreciate your parents until you have your first child. And then you come running to mom and dad and say, now I understand, sorry. Your parents give their all for you. Never disrespect your parents. Some of us, our parents give away their future so that you can become a doctor and a lawyer and an engineer and an educator. And then you turn around and tell your parents, you're not learned enough, mom, dad. You can't advise me. You know who I am? I'm a lawyer. I'm a doctor, mom. What are you telling me about rubbing some medicine with? And we treat our parents as if we're better than them now. They are the one who facilitated us to be. I would rather you say thank you, mom, and thank you, dad. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, interestingly enough, ties us to our parents forever. For when you pass away, He says one of the reward, one of the things that will benefit the person who passes away is what? That child is charged with making dua for the rest of their life for that dead parent. That your responsibility to your parents doesn't end when they die and pass away from the nursing homes, which you have placed them there and neglected them. But you are tied forever, as long as you're alive, to keep making dua for them and raising your hand to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for them. Don't ever disrespect your parents. I'd rather you get up every day and say, you know what can I do today to put a smile on the face of my mom and my dad? And I want you to imagine them not being in your life. Sit for a moment and ponder, mom dead, dad died. What kind of life you're going to have? And I'm going to tell you, when it actually happens, it's going to be 10 times worse. I've done that. Imagine my life without my dad. And when he passed away, it is 10 times worse than I ever imagined it. Those who have parents in their life today, don't become so busy. I'd rather you go home and do some chores and help your mom. Say, mom, you rest today. Dad, take a break. We got it. We're going to feed you today. We're going to give you a rest day. We want to show you how much we appreciate you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to raise good families and to be able to understand all the dynamics that we have. And this is just half the story, brothers and sisters. We didn't have time to go the other half. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect our families, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to be the best to them and for them. Inshallah. الحمد لله رب العالمين حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه ونشهد ان لا اله الا الله ونشهد ان محمدا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ربنا اتنا في الدنيا حسنه وفي الاخره حسنه وقنا عذاب النار ربنا اننا سمعنا مناديا ينادي للايمان ان امنوا بربكم فامنا واستغفر الله الذي لا اله الا هو الحي القيوم ونتوب اليه ان الله يامر بالعدل والاحسان وايتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي لعلكم تذكرون واذكروا الله يذكركم واقيموا الصلاة. Please come forward as much as you can.